Sometimes we come to the temple because we want something from Krishna. In fact, maybe all of us are coming here because we are praying for something from Krishna. The moment Krishna gives us something, we can react to Krishna in two ways. We can either be grateful to Krishna and we can thank him very much, and then we should try to please him. Or we can become ungrateful to Krishna. Because even though he has given us something, maybe he has taken away something also. In this material life, you cannot get everything you want. You will realize that we all want everything, but out of everything that we want, some things we get and some things we don't get. Some of us may be highly educated, but maybe our bank balance is not very much. Some of us may have very little education, but bank balance is very big. Some of us are not married, and we want to get married. And then some of us are married, and we wish we were never married. So like that, some of us have children, and we are very happy with the children. And then there are some of us who have no children, and we think that if we have children, we will be happy. And there are those with children who will tell you, maybe it is better you don't have children. Nobody has everything in life. But even if we don't have everything in life, what does Bhagavatam teach us? How to accept this part of life? Bhagavatam teaches us that we must have kritagnyam. When we have kritagnyam means gratitude. Parikshit Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord, and he was saved by Krishna when he was in the womb of his mother. If you were saved by Krishna when you were in the womb, you would think that you would live for a long, long time and you would have a wonderful life. But that was not true of Parikshit Maharaj. Because hardly when he was very old, he was cursed by Shringi Brahmana to die in 7 days. Parikshit Maharaj had two choices to make. He could either counteract the curse because he was very powerful, or he could accept the curse. Parikshit Maharaj decided to accept the curse. And he did not lament when he accepted the curse. Instead, he was thinking in this way. He prayed to Krishna that, Krishna, you are so kind that you have come in the form of a Brahmana's curse, because you know I'm very attached to the kingdom. And if you did not create this situation, I will never detach myself from the kingdom. So Parikshit Maharaj became positive instead of being negative. You see, he could do that because one, he had Shraddha, he had faith in Krishna. He also knew that Krishna is our well-wisher. He will never put us through a difficult time unless there is a reason for it. And very often, the reason why we have to go through the difficulties of life is so that we can complete our material accounts. You know, we all have bank accounts, isn't it? In the same way, we have material accounts also. And these material accounts are all the records of all our material desires, our vasanas, our desires, our icha. Whatever you are getting now in this life is because of what you desired in your previous life. Maybe in your previous life, you wanted a very handsome husband. All the husbands are shaking their heads. But in this life, right, you don't get a very handsome husband. It could be that at that time, your idea of handsome and now your idea of handsome is very different. But because you desired already then, your desire will come in this life. You have to fulfill it. It will come. Supposing now you have a wife, and for some reason you're fed up with her, and she's also fed up with you, and you think in your heart, better I get a better wife next time. Don't have to worry. Another wife is coming. But by then, you will get tired of this idea. But you have to get this wife anyway. This is your material account. And in this way, every life, we are building and building this material account. But the devotees of the Lord do not want to open more and more bank accounts. We want to close the account. Running away from your problem doesn't mean the problem is running away. If you run away, the problem will follow you. You can go to the moon, but your karmas will follow you there also. So why to run around and try to close the account artificially? So Parikshit Maharaj was very wise. He saw this difficulty as a blessing from Krishna. In whatever situation you are now and you have a difficulty, changing the situation is not going to remove the difficulty. You have to pay for the difficulty. So Parikshit Maharaj decided why to fight the curse. And therefore he said, Krishna, now I only have 7 days. Let me use 7 days to remember Krishna, glorify Krishna, and I will finish my life remembering and going back to Krishna. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, Parikshit Maharaj was moving around in the chariot. And he saw a terrible thing. He saw a cow and a bull being beaten up mercilessly. The cow and the bull were crying and they were passing urine. And this person who was beating them, he was looking like a king, but he was not a king. He was actually Kali. So Parikshit Maharaj got down from the chariot and he took his sword and he went to Kali. And he stopped him from beating the cow and the bull. Then he turned to the cow and the bull. The cow was actually Bhumi Devi. And the bull was Dharmaraj. Very great exalted devotees of Krishna. And so Parikshit Maharaj asked them, just identify to me who is the person, confirm to me that this is the person who was beating you and mercilessly making you suffer. And the cow and the bull replied, actually, we do not know who is the cause of our suffering. Because behind everybody who appears to be the cause, there is someone who is the direct, remote cause of our suffering. Everything happens with the sanction of the Lord. Now all of you have come to Radha Nila Madhav Dham. You must have desired, today let me come, let me take darshan. But you cannot come here if Krishna does not sanction it. If Krishna sanctions it, then you can come to Radha Nila Madhav Dham. So the cow and the bull said something very wonderful. Why should we become disturbed by who has beaten us or who has not beaten us? Because whether this person can inflict harm on us or not, ultimately it has happened by the sanction of the Lord. So we accept it. In acceptance, we become peaceful. In accepting our situation, we learn to tolerate. When we accept the situation, Krishna gives us the strength to fight the situation. And fighting means that instead of wasting our time arguing, wasting our time trying to do something, we use our time to increase our bhakti. This is known as Kritagnyam. If we are grateful to Krishna, we will accept whatever comes as His mercy. Tatte nukampam sushamikshmano bunjanayevaatma kritam vipakam ridvagvapurbir vidadan namaste jive tayo mukti dayase dayabha. In this beautiful shloka by Brahmaji, it is very nicely stated by Brahma that the devotee of the Lord patiently waits for the mercy of the Lord even while going through all the difficulties. And instead of lamenting, why am I suffering? Why am I suffering? This is too much suffering. There is too much suffering. The devotee says, why not I suffer? What is the problem? Why cannot I suffer? When the Devatas were defeated by the Asuras, they went to see Krishna. And the Devatas said, we are your devotees. Why is it that the demons are stronger than us now? And Krishna said, because your time is not right. Time is not on your side. Be patient. Be peaceful. Don't be angry. Don't be agitated. Increase your bhakti. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. And in that way, the holy name will protect your consciousness. This sharir is going to go anyway. And before it goes, you have to suffer like anything in this material life. I don't think there is anyone in this hall who is presently not suffering. See, so many of you are shaking your heads like that. The only problem is, each one of us is thinking, my suffering is the greatest suffering. We are thinking, you think you are suffering, you must hear my story. And the other person will say, you think your suffering is bad, you hear my story. And in all these stories, Krishna is forgotten. And our material account continues to be open. The devotees always accept their suffering as mercy of Krishna. They say, my suffering could have been 10 times more, but because of Krishna, it is 10 times less. When a child loses its favorite toy, at that moment for the child, it is pure suffering. But for you and I, what is this toy? You will lose many more toys. But Bhagavatam says the suffering of that child is real to the child. It is real. So don't discuss other people's suffering. Be compassionate because everyone is suffering. But give them Krishna if you are compassionate. Because the more they become attached to Krishna, the more they will become detached from the difficulties of life. Attachment to Krishna, detachment from miseries. Attachment to miseries, detachment from Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudeva ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. In this kind of crowded surrounding where people are walking, the shorter the class, the better you will hear. But even if we spend little time with Bhagavatam, if we accept it, then it will be with us for a long time. So the best way now for us to give up this misery is to chant Krishna's names. So shall we chant Krishna's names? I can't hear anyone. Shall we chant Krishna's name? Then we chant Krishna's names. Hare Krishna.